Morning, I am on Broadway and First. My old mate Fluffy, he's here at the track, and he's had a rehab preparation this time. So he's had a little bit of time at home trotting and cantering, so we basically worked him for a month and then reassessed how he was, and I was completely happy with his action. And still to this day there's been nothing to suggest that he has a problem in his front end at all. So he's pushing on, he's up doing his 800 evens now, and he'll be going Thursday. He sometimes gets a little bit of a pinch behind and can go a little bit sore in the back end, but it's like a little nerve gets pinched or something, and he sort of goes a bit sore, but you just give him a little bit of bute, and the next day is absolutely fine, and it can last for 2-3 weeks and he'll never do it again. So it's probably just a pinched nerve of some form. So it may, as he gets fit, it may not show itself again, and it's very rare that he does it, but that's the only negative I've had about him. He's in very, very good condition. I was hoping he was going to go next Tuesday, not this week, so he's actually a little bit fat. But anyway, he's doing the work and he's sound, and he's just a good boy. He's still a bit of a funny bugger on days, but he's really nice. So he's done quite a few miles at home doing his trot and canter, putting some solid work into his legs to see if there's going to be any change or anything to his tendon, but there's been absolutely nothing. I don't even treat him like he's been an injured horse. I don't ice him or do anything like that. There's just been absolutely no change to him. So his action's been very, very good. Darren was worried about his action when he first dropped him off and was probably quite sceptical that he was going to be coming back, but he had sore feet, and as soon as we put the shoes on him, and he's always been like that, very sensitive in the feet, but as soon as we put the shoes on him and worked him, his action's absolutely fine. He's never been a superb mover, so he's the devil isn't he? Come on, Fluff. The only reason I say he's not a superb mover is because his little legs go 100 miles an hour. He's not one of those big, slow-moving, expressive striding horses. He sort of moves like a pony, but he's got a heart of a lion, haven't you, Fluff? A heart of a lion. He's tough. Come on, buddy. Come on. He's very solid, very chunky. He's very healthy. He's very shiny and well. Like I said, he's a touch too fat, but he always is a bit big, so I'm sure they'll forgive me, and it's not my fault. So he's getting whipped out from underneath me a week early. But anyway, look, he's had plenty of work and stuff, so he's ready to go on and do his stuff. So very happy with him. It's nice sort of getting them back when you know them as well. I mean, I know when Darren dropped him off, he said, he always had that splint, because he's got a massive big splint, like it's absolutely huge, and I said no. I'd never seen it before, so he'd obviously got that in his last preparation too, and quite frankly that can stop him wanting to win races, because the size of he's fractured his splint bone. I mean, it's absolutely huge, and we did have an incredibly hard dry summer, and he was racing in that, so it happens to a lot of them, but it's completely not active anymore, and I reckon it would have stopped him more than anything last prep, so I wouldn't be surprised if he goes back to running some really good races this preparation, because it's not a worry. It's huge and it's ugly, but it's not a worry, and he doesn't hit it with his other leg. That's because he's probably so wide in the chest that his other foot can't get to it to hit it, because he's a barrel, aren't you, buddy boy? But he hasn't had a day of lameness in the front end at all, and he hasn't had an unwillingness to work to suggest that he is in any sort of pain. So onwards and upwards for Broadway and First. My mate Fluff. You probably hate me calling him Fluffy, but I love him. He's a character. He's a troublemaker though. When out in the yards next to other horses, he's a troublemaker. He's always instigating, playing with the neighbour, and what sort of trouble he can get into, and chewing things, and I mean, I've had my jacket out of his mouth twice today, so he's a bit of a character. I think that's what helps you to like him so much. So he's going to come out here and do 800 evens, 15 seconds to the furlong, and I'll make sure they're crisp ones. I won't be holding back on him, because they're the last ones I'll be doing before he goes. Makes a little bit of noise in his wind, but he always has. So everybody knows him. There's nothing new to report, except for I'm happy with him. I'm happy to push on. I'm happy for him to go into the next step. He doesn't worry me at all, except for the little pinching nerve in the back end, and like I said, it's probably only happened possibly 4 times in the whole time I've had him, so it's not very often. Good boy, Fluff. He must be a really competitive horse in his races, because when I've watched him last prep, and he was pulling a bit too, and he used to pull a bit, didn't he, because it was a bit of his undoing a couple of times he pulled, but yet he doesn't pull at all in his track work. Admittedly, I'm not with another horse, but he just does his job. He's not in a hurry. You've got to leg him on, in fact. He's only got a short little neck, and his ears come up to your face a bit when you get over the top of him. A couple of times he's been covered in dirt because it was very, very wet for a while there. So he had dry dirt on his mane. And I was getting dust in my eyes because his neck's so close to me. He's a good boy. We've got a Com3 in front of us. Switching on. A couple of them, but only by half second. He's pretty laid back. He's having a bit of a blow too. That's why I really wanted him for the next week, because he still is having a bit of a blow. But anyway, it is what it is. But he's done some good solid work. He's probably, he's just probably 1, maybe 2 more hit outs short of where I'd like him, but I'm very happy with him. There's nothing wrong with him. He feels honest, he's straight, he's not hanging on any reins to suggest he's feeling anything. So onwards and upwards with Broadway and first. I wish you good luck. I hope he can get a win or 2 more for you. It'd be very nice to see him come back. He deserves a win because he's a nice horse. Good boy, Fluff. He's having a good blow. I can feel his heart thumping underneath me as well. But that is because he's a bit fat. And he's a bit short of work, so I'm happy for him to go, knowing that nothing's going to go wrong and he's okay. But he's just a bit short of the work I would like to have had into him before he went on. But they'll know that, so they'll do the right thing by him. He's a good boy. He's trotted up fine. That's why I trotted in there and didn't walk. I just wanted to feel whether he was head bobbing at all, because every day's you think about him every single day when they've been a rehab horse. And he felt absolutely fine, so more than happy with him. Good boy. It's a shame he's so hairy. He has a good sweat, and it's a bit cold. It's not that cold today. It's actually 5 or 6 degrees here. It has been -3 and -2s, so this is pretty good. So anyway, good luck. Thanks very much for letting me have him again, and I hope to have him again too, but I'll be following him, and I hope he wins races for you. Thanks, guys. Bye.